think this is 56th or 57th. 57th.
57.
And so, as we have discussed before, the shlokas from 55 to 72 are focus on the intelligence that is established in something higher than itself. By itself, the mind is not capable of controlling itself. It does not have all the resources, the energy, the joy. It does not have the ability to control itself. It needs to go beyond itself. And that's the secret of yoga. You can try all your power to control yourself, sanyama, niyama, yama, and yet your mind will keep slipping. And the secret that yoga teaches us is to go beyond yourself, or what you deem to be yourself. Eventually, what you go beyond to is more you than what you consider yourself to be. But initially, you have to extend yourself, exceed your own horizons. And that is the whole point of yoga. I think last time someone had asked about Stoicism. Stoicism is the Greek philosophy where you realize you cannot control anybody else but your own reactions. But Stoicism, the difference, one key difference is it is all control with the mind, with the will, with focus, with concentration, with practice. And yet, it is never able to go beyond itself. The difference in yoga is going beyond to a higher principle or a higher status. And essentially, that's the meaning of the sthita prajna, who is established in the pragya or prajna that is beyond our mind. All the senses brought back, concentrated into the mind brought back, concentrated into the buddhi brought back, concentrated into something beyond the pure consciousness, the Purusha. And so Sri Krishna will keep bringing it back again and again. Now the challenge is, it is not easy. That's the most difficult part, and I think we have discussed it in the previous conversations. How do we do that? So finding a higher principle is not enough. This is my humble opinion. I have to add my 2 cents. You have to find a higher joy. Something that gives you greater bliss, greater peace, greater fulfillment, touching which you don't need anything else. To me, the answer was the joy or the bliss of Sri Krishna's presence. Initially, of course, it was intellectual. Then it started growing until it became something very concrete, just a thread. You touch it, that bliss. And we are all touching that bliss right now. It will slowly build up. As you notice it, you will start picking up on that thread of joy, which you have always had. You cannot sustain whatever you are doing without the bliss that is carrying you. So no matter how much in pain you are, if you did not have that ananda, you would not be able to carry that suffering, that sorrow. And that sorrow is only on the surface. Sri Aurobindo describes it beautifully in the Life Divine. And it's also in the Upanishads, that out of bliss came this universe, by bliss it is sustained, and into bliss it returns. And this is an actual experience. This is not theory. So if we can touch that and hold on to that golden thread, then everything becomes easy. Then the yoga begins to happen on its own. So with that little aspiration that Sri Krishna gives each of us, that little drop of bliss, that transforms us, that golden kanchana, as they call it. Kanchan is more than gold. It touches and it transforms everything it touches into gold. So it is not sona, it is kanchan. And that is the secret of Sri Krishna. So let's see what he's saying here. Yaha. So yaha, as someone had asked earlier, when it is before a sa, it will become yas. Yas sarvatrana bhisneha. I know it's a little difficult, but just I think you've already gotten good at it, so it won't be too difficult, I think. Yas sarvatrana bhisneha tat tat prapya shubha shubham nabhinandati na dveshti tasya prajna pratishtita. So he's going to hammer it in our heads with every shloka. What is a sthit prajna? So yah is jo, who. Sarvatra, you know sarvatra, from everywhere. That which is everywhere, sarvatra. Anabhisneha. Sneha, you know, you have liking for something, you have deep attachment to something. Anabhi is not having attachment. Like anabhigya, you might have heard of the word anabhigya, to not know. Gya is to know, anabhigya is one who doesn't know. Anabhisneha. There's a visarga after that ha. Don't forget that. If we do the anvaya, you will see that. Yah sarvatra anabhisneha. There's a visarga after that. And since that ends the pada, you will pronounce it separately. So, yas sarvatranabhisneha tat tat prapya shubha shubham. Again, see, tat tat. That. And that is a Sanskrit idiom, so we will go to that. So, yah sarvatra anabhisneha. He who in everything has no attachment. Anabhisneha. He has no attachment. Tat tat shubha shubham prapya. So he is converted in the anvaya. Tat tat prapya shubha shubham. So tat tat is that. And it's a Sanskrit way of saying in those days, just like a manner of saying, whether you get this or you get that. Tat tat. Tat tat prapya shubha and ashubham. Whether you find something that is shubha, that is good for you, or ashubham. So he who in everything is without attachment, whether he gets something that is auspicious or not auspicious, that is good for him or not good for him. And good for him is in quotes, okay? So, because we don't know what is good for us. Nabhinandati na dveshti. Abhinandan, abhinandati. So wherever you see nanda, nanda is the root of ananda. So, na abhinandati. He has no enjoyment, na dveshti, nor does he discard. Dvesha, you know, dvesha, nowadays it means jealousy. But here dveshti means a negative movement. Abhinandati, he gets joy, nor sorrow, nor discomfort. Whether he gets something auspicious or not auspicious. His prajna, his higher consciousness, his higher intelligence is established. That's a very high order. Not easy. This itself is a very high state of yogic realization. But Sri Krishna puts it as the foundation. Samatha is his foundation. That balance is his foundation of all higher yoga, and which makes sense. It's like, when we create a house of cards, you keep putting the cards. And the more you put, the more risk you're taking of collapsing it because of the weight. Similarly, in yoga, If we are building a house of cards, it's going to collapse. So it's better to build a foundation that will hold all the subsequent realizations. Sri Krishna starts with samatha as his foundation, which makes sense. And later he will move from the samatha to a higher realization, the realization of Sri Krishna himself. So I think, do we need to read let's read Sri Aurobindo's translation, because that is, yes. Who is in all things is without affection, though visited by this good or that evil. That is your tat. Neither hates, dveshti, there's neither hates nor rejoices, na bhinandati. His intelligence sits firmly founded in wisdom. So very beautifully is elaborated, and everything that now we have read in the Padacheda comes together in the interpretation. So let's listen to the master, Swami Brahmanandaji, and see how he recites it. Besides his beautifully vibrant chanting, did you notice what he did? Very subtly, and I will not tell you now, I'll let you figure it out. Let's do it again, and then you tell me what are the tricks that he has in his chanting, which we should all deploy. Go ahead, let's do it again, please. All right. Okay, Pankaj, you go for it. What did you notice that when you chant, you will pay attention to? Oh, Rahul has his hand raised. Let me torture Pankaj today. I've given him a break for a week. So then I'll come to you, Rahulji.
I
Wow.
can't pinpoint anything other than the visarga.
Yeah.
After the sneha.
Okay. That's good. That's good. You picked up something. That's good. Rahulji, you tell us. What did you find?
Yes, sarvastrana sneha. So the sound of ha is haha. Yeah.
Yes.
Also, like in the and also like na vinandati na teshti. So there is a
Yes.
there is a change of pace there.
Yes. Yes. Beautiful. Ashish ji, aap batao. Go ahead.
सर आई थिंक मात्रा पे थोड़ा सा स्ट्रेच एंड लेंथन करते हैं उसको सो
Yes.
that should give that
Nadveshti. Nadveshti. He doesn't say nadveshti. Nadveshti. And that has come even before. So just be aware of that. Hemanji, anything you've found?
Yeah, just so join. So Sarvatrana Bhisneha, he didn't speak sa, the half sa that's there.
Yes.
And Pragya, he said instead of Pragnya, Sanskrit.
He says, I hear Prajna. So I don't know.
Okay.
Prajna, yes.
Pragnya.
Ja, cha, cha, ja, ja, ya. Remember your cha, cha, ja, ja, ya. So nya, this what we call gya. In Hindi we call it gya. Is a joining of ja, the third letter, and nya. Cha, cha, ja, cha, cha, ja, ja, nya. So that ja and nya coming together becomes nya. So that's prajna, technically. Now, those of us who have been spoiled by the later pronunciation of gya, find it a little more difficult. But slowly it's becoming more natural to me. All right, so who wants to chant it? I think more and more now you are picking up things, and now you will practice, so you become self-reliant, you become independent. Okay, sir, go for it. Who wants to do it? Oh, wow. 3 hands, 4 hands. Okay. Oh, my A. I don't know who A is, but okay, Hemanji, let's start with you. Or should we do A? Let's do A first. I don't know who A is. Is that Amal Kiran?
I don't know, Dr. B. I did raise my hand, but I don't know if A is me.
There's just an A. There's no name there. Yeah, that's you.
To me, it says Amal Kiran, actually. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I can go.
Go for it.
Yah sarvatrānabhisnehaha tat prapya shubhashubham nabhinandati nadveshti tasya prajñā pratisthita.
Nice. Very good. Hemanji, let's do yours. Hemant, Rahul, Ashish, we have a lineup here. Hemanji, go for it.
Yeah,
Ah, yeah.
I'll do in a moment, sir. Give me some
Okay,
more.
Rahulji, you go for
Thank
it.
you.
Yah sarvastrānabhisnehaha tat prapya shubhashubham nabhinandati nadeshti tasya pragya pratishtita.
Okay. So it is Sarvatran, not Sarvastran. Just be careful. Sarvatran. Ashish ji, go for it.
यः सर्वत्रानभिस्नेहः तत्प्राप्ते शुभाशुभम् नाभिनन्दति न द्वेष्टि तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता.
Wonderful. There was one more hand I had seen. I can't figure out who it was. Pankaj ji, go for it.
Yassarvatranabhisnehaha tat prapya shubhashubham nabhinandati nadveshti tasya prajñā pratishtita.
Beautiful. Very good. Okay, I think that's very good. So who will explain the meaning of this shloka? Who wants to do that? In his or her own words, out of your own experience and your own inner wisdom. Oh, come on. Go for it.
And we can start.
Yeah, who wants to do it? I saw one hand. I'm sorry, I keep missing. Rahul, who was that?
Yeah. I'm
Okay, go ahead.
happy to give it a try. So my understanding from this is that in daily life, there'll be a lot of ups and downs. There'll be a lot of incidences or environments or things happening that is not in your control. That could be good or bad or otherwise taken in different, that could invoke different emotions. But if you are attached, not attached is the wrong word, but if you're surrendered to Krishna, then there's a chance that most of these incidences will not affect you. You may most of them may seem trivial or not that big a deal as compared to what really matters in life.
That's very good, but you just jumped to the 18th chapter. Krishna has not said yet that we have to concentrate on him, but that's okay. Eventually, that's where we will go. We will end up, but yeah, that's the suspense, right? With this, eventually he'll take you there, step by step.
Sorry,
So just holding that golden thread somehow or the other through all the ups and downs, just hold on to it. How do you, it's like just your lifeline you're holding on to. That's like a baby holding on to the mother, clinching, that's it. So what was that? Swami Sri Ramakrishna used to describe the baby monkey. The monkey is jumping here and there, and the baby is clinging to the breast, just like one clinch. And that's how we have to hold on to this. Somehow or the other, we have to find that golden sutra and just hold on to it. So, okay, that was very well explained. I think it was a good explanation because it has to come out of your experience. Giving you jnana sitting from my position is not useful for anyone. But if it comes out of you, if you find anything that helps you catch on to it, hold on to it, are you able to hold on to it even for 4 hours, 6 hours, while you're working, intense work in your business, in your company? That would be the proof if we can pull it off. Not be ruffled by some crazy guy coming in and messing our brains and saying something ridiculous. Still we stay in that complete wisdom. I think Rahulji, someone was supposed to do the chanting and didn't do it. I forget who it was. If you want to do it, then I'm okay with it.
Okay, I'm happy to try. Did you mean me? Because there are two Rahuls.
There was another one, no, who wanted to
I
and
don't think
couldn't
it was
do
me.
it.
I already did it. Yeah, I wanted, I did actually.
That was Hemant.
Oh, Hemant.
Yes, Hemant.
Are you ready now?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Give me a perfect rendition, such that Swami Brahmanandji would be proud of.
या सर्वत्राणभिस्नेह तत्तत्प्राप्य शुभाशुभम् नाभिनन्दति न द्वेष्टि तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता.
Okay, let's go to the first pada.
Okay.
What did you say there that is incorrect? You tell us.
Yes, I didn't recognize. Sorry, I missed the initial part when you were there. So,
okay, so let's do it again.
या सर्वत्राणभिस्नेह.
No. आप दोनों विसर्ग की आपने चटनी.
I missed that.
Yes, so like yes sir. Yes, sarvatranabhisneha. That sir is very subtle. Yes, sarvatranabhisneha. Sanskrit brings the sounds together. You flow from one sound to the other. Don't forget that.
Yes, sarvatranabhisneha.
Sneha, bhai sahab. Himanji. Yes, sarvatranabhisneha. This sneha you have to learn, like laughing, you're laughing.
Yes, sarvatranabhisneha.
Now you got it.
Tat prapya shubhashubham.
Yep. There was a comment, let's see, there was a comment, without Krishna, won't trying to be a sthit prajna be very difficult? Just an intellectual exercise with self-restraint. How do you deal with emotions and feelings that naturally come? That's a very good question. So remember, you're in stage 2. Arjuna has just started, right? Eventually, Sri Krishna will unveil his grand revelation that I am. Just focus everything on me. So, sarva dharmana parityajya. But that comes at the top, at the summit. So you've already jumped to it, Rahulji. But since the secret is out, you are right. Without Krishna, won't trying to be in that pragya, it is very difficult. That's why Jnana Yoga is very difficult. If you do only Jnana Yoga, I agree, it is not easy at all. Just an intellectual exercise with self-restraint, totally correct, totally agree with you. How do you deal with emotions and feelings that naturally come? And that is why Sri Krishna will bring his second weapon after Jnana, then he'll brings the karma. And the most important thing is bhakti. Bhakti or prema. If you are in love, then it's all over. Then you don't have to worry about emotions, feelings. Everything brings you with power, with that, like a wave carrying you. Then your effort is gone. Personal effort starts going away. So our whole exercise, if I may say that, is somehow find a hook for ourselves, somewhere a hook with Sri Krishna. That is, at least if I have to try to impart that hook. Knowledge, yes, you will all learn this. Now you will realize after maybe a few more sessions, you won't need to learn how to do chanting from me. You won't even need me to learn to know what the meaning is, because slowly, as you get used to the Sanskrit, you can do it yourself. There are very good books, very good references, but the hook is needed. And I think you have pointed it out. And Sri Krishna will bring it with great power later. And he actually tells Arjuna, this dhyana and this jnana is not for you. He says so. And I will come to that shloka. He basically says, in this yuga, it is very difficult to do just jnana yoga. So that is why he creates this threefold path. And there's a logic to it. There's a great wisdom in it, because we are not just intellectual beings. We are not just beings with buddhi. We are also beings with feelings, as you have said, emotions. That's a very important part of us. The heart chakra is a very important. The anahat has to be opened up. If that opens up, you're done. So somehow we have to open that. And the best way to open the anahat is through bhakti or prema. So that's why someone like Radhaji could tell Uddhav that there is no dhyan or gyan for me. I just love Sri Krishna, and that's it. Udho man nahi das bis, if you remember. I don't have 10, 20 minds. I catch one, hold this, catch one, hold this. I forget all that. I just love Sri Krishna. You come here to explain to me why I should focus my mind on the Purusha. I don't have 10, 20 minds. My mind has been taken by Sri Krishna. It's gone. Sri Krishna has haraliya. He has taken the mind. So what other mind am I going to get? Now think about what she's saying. Her mind is already concentrated. She's already a sthit prajna. But her expression is through prem and bhakti, which is a very important aspect of the Gita. And that is why Gita is a purna yoga. Not just the mind, not just the action, but all three. And bhakti gives the rasa, the joy. We talked about rasa. Without that joy, it is not going to work out. You're going to want something else. You want to watch, a movie by, I forget, Amitabh Bachchan, or I forget, sorry, I date myself. Or you want to go to the mall, which you can do anyway, cricket match. But you have something even deeper, a greater joy. That allows you to have that ananda in everything you do, that rasa. If we can touch that, then we can touch Sri Krishna. And that's the hook. If we can get that, I think you all have that, but you just need to get that solidified in you and let it become an automatic thing that flows in its own way. And that's the new stage that we need, that Sri Krishna is trying to bring to Arjuna. So Ashish ji has a question here. Please explain samatha. Okay, samatha, we have talked about it in the past, but let's do it again. There are 3 stages of samatha. First stage is a passive stage. You withdraw. If I come and say to Amal, Amal, your hair is terrible today, right? So Amal has 2 choices. One is to say, no, it is great, or something like that. Or withdraw. from the comment. Passive, just withdraw. You're not reacting, no response, right? Some colleague comes and says something ridiculous about the political situation or something, and you want to slap him, but you withdraw. Passively, quiet. That is called titiksha. Titiksha. Iksha, as we have talked about before, is to desire, movement. Titiksha, you withdraw. First movement. That's itself a very tough movement. I think it was the 14th shloka of the second chapter we came to that. We had talked about that. And the second movement is you elevate your awareness and you withdraw from all this. You have ascended. It is called udasin. Asin is seated. Ut is above udasin. So titiksha and then udasin. Yes, thank you. Which one was that? 14th or 15th? I think it is the 14th. Maybe. Okay, so this is a very beautiful description of titiksha. Matra sparshastu kaunteya shitoshna sukha dukkha agama apayino nityaha tams titikshasva bharata. Matra is what? Your senses. When the senses touch you, hey, son of Kunti, whether it's cold, sheet, or ushna, hot, sukh, happiness, or sorrow, agama payino nityaha, that which is coming, agama payino, and that which is going. Nitya, you are nitya in it, unchanging. Tan titikshasva bharata. That titiksha is what is needed. Hey, Bharata. So, this is the first step when you're not reacting to the senses. If you can withdraw from the senses. Sri Krishna puts a lot of emphasis on this. The ability to withdraw from your senses. Because think about it. All your attractions are what? You want money? You want power? Why? For your senses. You want to be liked by everyone? You want a lot of people who adore you? You want to have fun? You want to go and have a party? All these are senses. Do you have the ability to withdraw from the senses? That's the movement, the first movement. That is titiksha. Second movement, udasin. See, even in titiksha, there's a little element of you can fail. You're trying, you're withdrawing. Udasin, you're up, you're above. Karte raho. Do whatever you feel like. I'm above. Your consciousness is here. No matter what you do. I can make comments about Amal Kiran's hair, and he's seated above udasin. All the thing, everything below, it's okay. The third is samata. Samata, sama, nothing changes. Like an ocean where all the waves have come to a stillness. Imagine that, the power of that. No waves in the ocean, no tremors. That is samata. Beautiful definition, I think Sri Aurobindo gave. Sthairya, dharya, and samata. So if you can have sthairya, you can have dharya, and then you can have samata, then your foundation for his yoga is done. So I hope that gives a sense of samata. Samata is a very foundational realization, and Sri Aurobindo kept emphasizing when his students, when his disciples would keep asking him to give them more realizations, give us experiences, and he would send back samatha. Go back to samatha. Go back to establishing yourself in that stillness. The Buddha has given a very beautiful definition of it. I don't know if you remember. He didn't call it samatha, but we can probably understand it. He just look at the sky, and you see birds flying through the sky. And when the birds are gone, what remains? The sky. Nothing changes. That is your awareness. Nothing changes. Things come and go. Nothing changes. You are not changed. That is your nature. Your consciousness is like the sky. That's why we call it Chid Akasha. Chit, that is Akasha. So Partha Dada, of course, will describe it in far more detail. But Chid Akasha. So the consciousness that is as the sky. If you are in that consciousness, think about it. You are your consciousness in the sky. What can ruffle you? Anything can pass through. Galaxies can pass through you. Supernova, black holes, anything can happen. Nothing changes. That is samatha. So it is tough, but I think it is worthwhile doing it. And if we do it through the feelings, through emotions, then it's even, becomes easier. I think for me, I would say that was the beginning of reaching a point where I felt steady. Unsteadiness starts going away. So I think that is very important. And Sri Aurobindo also talks about the psychic. If the heart can open, which is the emotions, feelings, something deeper in your heart opens up. That is a spontaneous love and gratitude and joy of things. Then you know that you are in that psychic state. And he would tell his disciples, be in the psychic. If you are grateful to someone deeply, you're in the psychic. You need nothing. It's not that I'm going to give you something or Amal Kiran will give us something. I'm just grateful to Amal Kiran. If I'm in that state, then I'm coming in that state of the psychic. So the mother had, I think, given 12 principles. If we practice those, I think there was a big, she had given those 12 principles, 12 powers that you can use to be in a yogic state. So I think if we can review those will essentially give us various aspects of this yogic siddhi. So that's really it. I don't have anything else. Any other comments? I think a few weeks ago, someone had mentioned about every hour doing a little japa or dhyana just to withdraw and being in that state and then coming back into the world. So if that works for you, that also is not a bad idea. Why is jealousy word used in this shloka? See, dva is duality, right? So whenever there is duality, there's a problem. Let's just accept that. And Sri Aurobindo has written a very beautiful chapter on the root the. The root the to him was a dashing quality, moving, from which comes dala. Dala is leaves, and he gives a whole list of sounds that came from this guna of the. But dva becomes two. A splitting has happened. And if you remember your Vedanta with Partha Dada, the moment ekatva becomes dvait, problems come. So dvaita from advaita, non-two, when it becomes dvaita, problems come. So all these feelings of jealousy or this feeling of being separate the root is dvaita. So the way I understand is dveshti. Here the way he used dveshti, if I can see it, na bhinandati na dveshti, is more like a dislike. Not so much jealousy. That's how I understood it. But remember, jealousy has the same root, dvait. So not liking or jealousy. Jealousy is what? You see someone as separate from you. Dvait has come. right? If Amal Kiran has better hair than mine, now I'm jealous because I see him as separate. And that's where jealousy comes. So Dvait gives rise to the Dvait Bhava gives rise to jealousy, but it also gives rise to you discarding something. And that's how I think the word is used. Na bhinandati na dveshti. So neither moving towards something or moving away. That's how I take it. Amal Kiranji, could you talk to us about Siddhi? Is it like an achievement? Is there a fixed sequence? How does one know if there was Siddhi of something, and how does one decide what next? Siddhi is when you establish something for sure. Nothing in the world can come and take it away. That's a Siddhi. It's like kutastha, I think a word that is used in the Gita. It's like the whole world can come to an end, but that will not change. Siddh. You take the whole universe and blow it apart, but that one thing will never be blown apart. That is Siddhi for a yogi. Put me through anything, but that will not change. So traditionally in our yoga, the whole lineage of yoga that has come to us for thousands of years, at least 5,000-6,000 years, perhaps even longer, Siddhis have been looked at in two ways. One is, don't worry about it. You're not. Your job is to be one with the divine. What difference does it make what Siddhi is there or not? So this is just a play, for mind to feel happy. And again, the ego comes. I have the Siddhi, right? Siddhi, there is an Ashta Siddhi. There are Ashta Siddhis, 8 Siddhis. Let me try to remember. Ishita, Vashita, Garima, Mahima. And you'll have to help me. There are 4 more. So Ashta Siddhi means the yogi had 8 Siddhis. He could grow big as much as he wanted. Mahima, he could become Anima, he could become as small as he wanted. Ishita is the Lord. He lords over all creation. Vashita, he has everything under control. Then he can read your thoughts. He can control your mind. He can control events from a distance. So there are Ashta Siddhi, 8 Siddhiyan. The problem is it feeds the ego. So Swami Ramakrishna used to say, don't worry about Siddhis. If you remember Swami Vivekananda's story about crossing a river, Prapti Prakamya, yes, Prapti is one who has achieved everything. Prakamya is whatever I desire, so it will be. If I say tomorrow I'm going to get an ice cream at 8 o'clock in the morning, I don't know why I would think like that, but that ice cream will come at 8 o'clock in the morning. I would really have to be a very poor yogi to think like that, but that's it, Prakamya. So, Anima, Mahima, Laghima, Prapti, Prakamya, Ishita, Vishita. Yes, there are, I think, 8. 1 or 2 you're missing, but that's okay. No problem. So, Swami Vivekananda was at a river. I'm just giving you the story so you can appreciate how he looked at Siddhis. He came to a river waiting for the boat. He had to cross it. So this yogi came by to him and looks at him. He's wearing the gerua, the saffron, the ochre. He says, what are you doing here? He says, Swamiji says, I'm waiting for the boat. He says, what kind of a yogi are you? And he just walks over the water across the river. Swamiji doesn't say anything. The boat comes, he pays the navik or whatever, and the guy, rows the boat, the rower, and he takes him to the other side. And there the yogi is waiting with a puffed head and pride. And Swamiji, of course, being the great yogi he was, could recognize it. He says, how long did it take you to develop the Siddhi? He says, 20 years. 20 years of intense sadhana, and I developed the Siddhi. He says, yeah, 20 years to cross the river. I paid 2 annas to cross it. And Swamiji goes. So we get puffed up. What is the value of such a siddhi? It has no value. We walk on water for whom? For others, to show others. What is the value? So we have to be careful, cautious about siddhi. And Sri Krishna criticizes siddhi at one point. Siddhyo, at one point, I think we have read that shloka already. Where he says,
Siddhya siddhyo samo bhutva samatvam
yes,
uchyate.
yes. So here he's criticizing. Here siddhi is achievement. But then there are yogis who do the siddhi for a particular work, like Sri Aurobindo. They have a siddhi to be able to perform certain action in this world, and then they develop it. So those, if you want to read him, the records of yoga, how he developed these siddhis systematically with consciousness, and it's a revelatory thing. I'm not recommending that you start doing the siddhis unless it comes from inside, that you have to accomplish this for a particular purpose. So I hope that answered. You don't have to decide to do any siddhi. Let it come. Yes, yoga stha kuru karmani sangam tyaktva dhananjaya siddhya siddhyo samo bhutva samatvam yoga uchyate. I guess we haven't come to this yet, or we did it already. We did it, I think.
Yeah, we did this.
Samatvam yoga uchyate. Another very beautiful. Here, siddhi and asiddhi. Shri Krishna goes beyond even siddhi and asiddhi. But if we are talking about siddhi of being completely in samatha, that nothing touches you, no matter what happens, nothing touches you. You can be above any kind of movement. In that lake, there is no ripple. You can throw the biggest rock in the lake with the water, there's no ripple. That is a siddhi. So we should all aspire to be in that siddhi. So samatha is the first siddhi that Sri Krishna talks about. Okay, I think I don't have anyone have any more questions, or I think the siddhis we should want for is oneness with Sri Krishna, or being in bhakti with Sri Krishna, or being in samatha. That's I think a valid siddhi to aspire for. And the beauty of this is when you reach that point, your willpower becomes, you say, this is going to happen, and that is what will happen. That is the beauty of reaching that consciousness. You concentrate on something that needs to be done, and that will be done. That siddhi, if we can develop, that siddhi, again, needs the foundation of samatha. No ego. Ego cannot come. Ego comes, you're over. It's all over. Then you're yoga bhrashta. Then you have lost the path of yoga.
Yeah, actually,
Okay.
my question came from the previous conversation we were having. So would it be fair to say there are probably just 3 siddhis to actually aspire for, right? Titiksha, Udasinta, and Samatha, right? Because those are the stages to get to Samatha. And as long as you're able to cross those stages, they seem like fair siddhis to aspire for.
Entirely your choice. If that's what you want and that's your choice, I think those are very valid siddhis to want. I just like our other friend, who was that? The one who talked about this earlier, about why not emotion. Who was that? Rahul. I'm like Rahul. I just jump 17 chapters and go where the money is, right? That's how. So I just go where the money is. So that was Sri Krishna, and that's it. You decide, you figure out what needs to be done, and you will do my yoga. So that is a different approach, but each is valid. Each has its own place. There is nothing, especially when we are reading Sri Krishna, he does not discard anything. Everything is important. Everything has its place. So if that comes naturally to you, then that is your yoga. Complete freedom. He gives you a multi-dimensional view, and then says, okay, you want to follow emotions? Follow emotions. Look at the immense, which culture has this immense bhakti marga that we have, starting from Radhaji That was a massive realization. Sri Aurobindo has called it one of the 4 greatest events in human history. One of the 4 greatest events in our history. That love that Sri Krishna and Radhaji had for each other, that transformed humanity that we are today, made it easy for us that we can reach Sri Krishna through that same bhava, that feeling, made it so much easier. And that is a siddhi. That is a siddhi. It is available anytime, every time, any moment. That is available. That's why we say now that rasa is still going on. That rasa that they had in the bridge is going on. Where is it going on? You can connect with it. It is somewhere still constant. That is a siddhi. Eternal, unchangeable. That is a siddhi. So what did Ashish ji say? If you're a leader, some kind of ego is needed in character. That's how you command the people, no? So let's talk about it. It all depends. There are some ego leaders who have very little ego. What I think you mean is the vitality. Vitality is the power of moving things and of people reaching out to people. A leader needs that, the vitality, the prana, what we call prana, pranamaya purusha. If I give you an example, someone like our own Prime Minister, India's Prime Minister, tremendous prana. That if you notice, whether you're for him or against, this is not a political session. So, but there is tremendous. People go to him and suddenly they are in his spell. They're spellbound. That is prana. That immense drive. That is prana. So, yeah, often that prana comes out as ego. It is not that Modi ji has no ego. I'm sure he has. His ego is probably 5 times our ego. But that prana is the energy that is behind all these years of work, that intensity, that no matter, look at him. He works 18 hours a day, supposedly, doesn't sleep, goes to the US, has no jet lag, is always fresh. No matter what, people beat him up, hit him. He's like a rock. That is prana. I'm not saying he's a very high sthit prajna. He is, so for the leader, that vitality is tremendous. If the leader doesn't have vitality, then the leader will be wimpy. He won't be able to attract people. That is prana. Now, prana can be good and bad. I'm not saying one way or the other for our Prime Minister, that you have to judge for yourself, since this is not a political class, but you can see the prana, the energy, that spellbinding energy. People, they used to say, who was that? Hitler and the Prime Minister of England. We went to see him in a meeting, and whatever ideas he had, he went in front of Hitler and boom, changed. Whatever Hitler said, it here. Before Churchill, who was the Prime Minister. So that is negative prana. Prana to turn the guy's mind into his own way of thinking. Chamberlain was the Prime Minister, and there was a famous photograph in which Churchill is sitting before Chamberlain, and it looks like the spider has its prey in its control. That is the prana. Not a good thing. Don't recommend it. That's negative. We want positive prana. Prana is that which gives us creativity. If you sing, you dance, you paint, that is all coming from prana. All creativity, all life comes from prana. When the mother gives birth to the baby, where is the baby connected to the mother from? The umbilicus. That's prana. That's the center for the prana. The mother is giving life to the baby. Now the baby starts breathing, has his own prana, then you can cut that off. So that is, so if you're a leader, some kind of ego is needed. Ashish ji, I would think more than, okay, if you need ego, it has to be a very purified ego. It has to be an ego that is directed towards a higher purpose. Eventually, I would hope we will have leaders who have no ego and are totally surrendered to the divine. But a very tall order. I haven't come across anyone who is, maybe Sri Aurobindo was a leader like that when he gave us the call for freedom, 1900, totally selfless, bringing us all together, fighting, no worry about his own life, giving up everything for the country. Maybe those leaders had no ego. Tilak, someone who gave everything. People who give everything in love for the motherland. They were leaders, great leaders. Without them, we wouldn't be here. Those are the ones I would admire. Bipin Chandra Pal, another great leader, no ego. Or if the ego is there, which is, little ego, because bigger vision takes over. Okay, so I hope that answers the question. I don't have any other questions. Rajesh Ji, also Titiksha or Samta, the higher level, is considered as completely passive at work. No, okay, this is important. Yeah, you're right. Also, ego with louder voice works in business. But let's talk about Samata. Titiksha is a passive energy, passive control of oneself. Samata is active. When you are in Samata, people around you will become relaxed. They will go in Samata. They will start relaxing. That is active, even though you're not trying to push it on others. Just the fact that you are there, everybody around you becomes quiet. You might have heard of these great rishis in the vana, in the jungles, and even the lions around them wouldn't attack. There was an area around them. The lions, there was only peace. Lions would live with the deer. They couldn't attack. Think about it. Think about that. Complete peace. No violence. So if that can happen, then samatha is not passive. Samatha becomes active. Ego with louder voice works in business? Yes, because we are in a very deformed world. Our world is distorted. So ego comes out ahead. Our job is to go beyond the ego and then act with a samatha that is even more powerful than the ego, and the prana that is even more powerful. All right, I think we have come to another splendid hour of enjoying Sri Krishna's company. Thank you, everyone. Oh, look at that little girl. I was missing her. I didn't see her this. Now our discussion is complete. All right, thank you. Pranam.
Namaste.